Welcome to the Green Hat Local SEO Podcast, where Kyle Sabra delivers hard-hitting, actionable tips and strategies to help business owners dominate their local market and crush the competition. Kyle's no-holds-barred approach cuts through the noise of traditional SEO, focusing on battle-tested tactics that deliver real results. He's here to arm you with the tools you need to skyrocket your rankings, generate more leads, and grow your business online. If you're tired of hearing the same old SEO nonsense and want to learn the truth, this is the podcast for you. Get ready to put on your green hats and learn SEO secrets the other guys can't handle. Now, here's your host, Kyle Sabra.
Hi, this is Kyle Sabra from Green Hat Local SEO, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about Google updates and Google dances. So what does it mean when people talk about a Google update or a Google dance? Well, they're two very different things. Google updates happen, it used to be about twice a year. Now Google comes in, decides to fuck shit up and walk away about once every quarter. And a Google dance is what happens when you make a change to your website and then Google has to A/B test you in the search results or in Google Maps to try to decide if these changes were good or not. These can be two separate episodes, but I wanted to introduce this concept in one episode and go over more in depth. So Google updates. So again, this is something that Google has done regularly for the past almost 30 years since it's been around. They're constantly updating their algorithms, and it used to happen, like I said, about once every 6 months or so, twice a year. And now it's seemingly happening every quarter. If you ask me, it's because Google engineers have just completely fucking lost control of their machine learning and are desperately just trying to patch things together with duct tape and band-aids, because let's face it, the best and the brightest are not going to Google anymore. They are going to OpenAI and Anthropic. So when these Google updates happen, they typically don't tell us. They will tell us maybe after it starts or after it's ended, but they definitely will not tell us that, hey, we are going to be updating our systems at this hour on this day, so fucking hold on because shit's coming downhill. No, usually it's like, hey, an update has started, blah, 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 when really SEOs like me have been tracking these changes and updates for probably 24 to 48 hours beforehand. And these typically last on 28-day cycles. That's 4 weeks, 7 days each. And they almost always start right before a major holiday or on a Friday at 5 o'clock. An engineer presses go and then fucks off home for the weekend and just comes back to a just fucking burning dumpster fire on a Monday. A Google dance is when you make major changes to either your on-page SEO or to your link profile, and then Google has to A/B test you for a while to see where you fit. It does this for a couple reasons. One, if you do major on-page changes, it wants to make sure that, one, you're still relevant for those keywords that you were previously ranking for, and two, that you're not injecting any sort of malware or anything into your website. And for backlinks, it's pretty fucking obvious why they would do for backlinks, because that's one of the most easily spammed things out there. So what can you do about this? Well, this is Google just taking swings at you left and right? It seems like they don't want you to rank your site. Fuck you, go buy some ads. That's what Google is basically telling us. And then they give you the old left hook, right hook, and hope that you don't come back swinging, which is what you need to do. So with Google updates, one thing that you're going to notice before an update is sometimes your impressions in Search Console will go way up for a bit, typically about 45 days before an update starts. It will go way up and your average rankings will go way down. This means that you're being thrown into an A/B test site-wide. And honestly, you're probably going to fucking fail this, which means that you're going to be sorted lower after that update. There are some cases to where people get heavily A/B tested like this and get sorted higher, but they are in the minority. I would say probably out of every 4 websites I see that get heavily A/B tested like that, maybe one is going to get rewarded. So what does this mean for you? It means that, well, until the next update, you're fucked. You're going to be sorted lower. You're going to be losing traffic. You're going to be losing positions, and you need to fix some shit on your website. In the near past, in the previous, I would say 3 or 4 updates, they've really just been targeting on-page spam and on-page relevance. So basically what this means is if you're only barely relevant, or if your content is just shitty AI content and you're just going to ChatGPT and saying, oh, ChatGPT, find me these keywords and write an article with these keywords, then you're fucked. And rightfully so, because you're not even fucking trying. And you're not going to get those positions back. And if it's bad enough, then you should probably just abandon that site and start over, or GBP and start over. There's about once every couple of years, they do update their backlink profile, or their backlink index and backlink algorithms. And if you've been building spammy backlinks and that's really what you've been ranking on, then you'll be good for a year, maybe 2 years, and then you're going to get demoted. And previously, before this, back in about 2023, Google started really hammering brands. So that was a big sweep. And back in 2023, early 2024, if you hadn't built out your brand, then you got demoted, not just your organic rankings, but your GBP as well. Google wants to rank large brands. So we haven't had a huge brand update in a while. We're probably due for one. This is April of 2025. I'm sure we're probably going to have one probably I'm going to say Q4 of this year. So start building your brand now. If you don't know what that means, then go listen to my Build Brands Not Bullshit podcast episode and take that to heart, because that is what you're going to need to do. So what is a Google dance? Well, a Google dance happens when you change things on your website. So if you make major changes to your on-page SEO, as in you go from just, again, asking ChatGPT to find you keywords and then create content around those keywords, and then you go back and actually do SEO and use something like Quora or Page Optimizer Pro to write it, you are completely changing Google's understanding of that page. And what happens is that Google has to A/B test you. Sometimes Google takes you out of the index completely while it reprocesses that page. Other time, Google takes that page, and whereas you were getting impressions for maybe 10 to 15 keywords previously, it'll start getting you impressions for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 keywords just to see what this new page is about and what people click on. And when you're doing that, your average ranking is going to go down. It's going to tank for a while Google starts to re-understand, reprocess the page, and it starts to see where or what clicks that new content is going to get. And if you've done this well, and it's not a Google update when you get A/B tests like this, if you've done it well, you get sorted higher. Right? Because now all of a sudden, instead of some stupid bullshit ChatGPT content that some dickhead YouTube guru told you to do, you're actually doing SEO, and you're actually writing content that Google can understand, and using entities and quadgrams, and Google fucking loves that shit. And hopefully you've written content that users will resonate with users as well. And when that happens, you'll see your average ranking for those main keyword, the main keyword of that page, go up in Search Console, and God willing, also your Maps rankings will go up as well. And yes, this happens for Maps too. You will also see a dance in Google Maps when Google reprocesses pages in GBPs. Oftentimes you'll see this when a GBP changes their hours, for example. If you go from being open 9 to 5 to open 24 hours, Google will A/B test you, or opposite. If you go from being open 24 hours to only being open 9 to 5, Google will A/B test you during the hours that were changed. If you add in new services, we also see a Google dance happening there. And when you change over websites, so if you go from Webflow to WordPress, or if you go from WordPress to Doodah, Google has to reprocess the entire site because the entire code changed. And Google's like, oh shit, what just happened? I got to figure this shit out first. I'm just going to put you off to the side here, and I'm not going to show you to anybody yet, right? And that happens to GBPs. What we see a lot happening in our agency is people get sold on Webflow, which is a good platform, or Doodah, but then you're locked into the Webflow or Doodah system, and you have to use their servers, and it's harder and more expensive to find Webflow and Doodah devs. So eventually, instead of paying higher prices to get things done, they want to switch back to WordPress, right? Which we will do, but then we tell them, hey, you're going to see your maps and organic rankings fluctuate for a bit. Typically, these dances typically will last about a month, sometimes less. But it always happens when you're changing over from WordPress to Webflow or WordPress to Duda or vice versa, or if you make major on-page changes to your content. Again, like I said, this also happens with backlink profiles. So which is interesting with this is Google doesn't really give you credit for backlinks for 4 to 6 weeks after you've gotten those links. So whereas with on-page changes, you can see changes in less than 2 weeks, it's double or triple that time for link building. So if you've done nothing recently, no on-page changes, nothing like that, but all of a sudden you get thrown into a Google dance and you ask around and nobody else is dancing around, so you know there's no algorithm change. Think about what links you built 4 to 6 weeks earlier, a month to a month and a half previously. And it might be those links that are just now hitting your website or your GBP, and that's why Google is making you dance around, right? So how do you get around this? Well, unfortunately, you can't. This is just a part of the game that Google plays. But what you can do is make sure that these changes, you are damn sure, are going to be positive for you at the end of the day. With Google Updates, there's nothing we can do about that. Really, all Google Updates are now is about branding and on-page relevance. But for Google Dances, these are things that you absolutely do have within your control. So just know that when you make these changes, you are going to be dancing around for a bit. Now, you can mitigate this by changing things incrementally and not changing the entire content of a page or a website all at once. Incremental changes are okay. Google doesn't typically force you to dance if you're changing, maybe 500 words out of a 300 word page. But if you change or 500 words out of a 3,000 word page, but if you change all 3,000 words, then yes, Google is going to make you dance, but you can get around it by sneaking around Google and making these incremental changes, maybe once a week or so, until you see your rankings up where you want them to be. So this is what Google Updates are and Google Dances are and how you can mitigate them to a point. Again, my name is Kyle Sabran from Green Hat Local SEO. If you want to know more about this, or if you just want us to do all this for you so you don't have to worry about your SEO, then contact us at ghls.io. Ask us about our free Until You Rank SEO program, and I will talk to you later.